And we are live. What's going on, everybody? What's up, elegant monkeys? Good day, good evening, whatever it is for you. I am Token Chef. Today we're going to go over some news with ADA. We had a little bit of an ADA pump going on the other day. Where are we at here? And because there's ETF announcement. So we're going to check out that news right now, and then we'll go over the charts when we're done. We'll see if we agree with the story that Altcoin Buzz is putting together. So let's check this out.
A candlestick chart looks so simple and familiar, but there's so much more behind it. Do you want to look deeper into the market? Let's add a heat map. Now you can see dynamic order book data directly on the chart. Easily identify.
Crypto whales have not stopped accumulating Cardano, and now we have a very strong reason to believe that ADA is about to make a major move. Meanwhile, Solana and XRP also seem to be ready to make massive moves. So what's happening with these altcoins? This is your Altcoin Buzz news. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when I drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, AltcoinBuzz.io, and as always, not financial advice, and wish you the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Alright guys, so Bitcoin decided not to actually break through this resistance, and it decided to sell off yesterday instead. And so what we've ultimately led to is just a week of chop. You can see here, this is the daily chart. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 days where the candles just closed like this. Then we were up, down.
It has been brutal trading Bitcoin if you've been trying to trade it lately. If you're a range trader, then it's been great. But if you're a breakout trader, it sucks. I'm kind of done here. I'm expecting another dip in Bitcoin, but we'll see.
And we're basically now at the same spot again. So we're just holding around $96,500 for the past week, while traders have gotten chopped up to bits. This is kind of what happens after big moves. After we have, a huge run up and then a run down, a lot of times traders want to claw back losses that they've had, what their all-time higher portfolio was at some point. They want to make that back, so they make up for it by trading more. And usually in these periods, everyone just kind of gets chopped up. So it's probably best to just sit and wait and see what happens now, because there is no clear narrative right now. There's nothing that everyone is looking forward to. And so because of that, I think we just need to wait, be patient, still keep up with what's going on in the market, but try to use less leverage, try to not trade as much right now, and just kind of wait and see what happens before you lose all your money, myself included. But moving on, we have a Bitcoin effect. Altcoin Scholar says, Metaplanet is now buying more Bitcoin. Their stocks went crazy. So Metaplanet is a Japanese stock in a company that is doing something very similar to what MicroStrategy is doing. And because they're buying a bunch of Bitcoin, their stock is going up like crazy. So they're employing the MicroStrategy, or now strategy, which is weird to say. MicroStrategy, previously strategy. Then we have big players are making big moves. Whales are scooping up massive amounts of Bitcoin, signaling a potential new wave. Could this be the start of another epic Bitcoin season? We have Bitcoin inflows coming in like crazy. And the unfortunate truth is right now, we've been pretty much in a Bitcoin only cycle so far. We've had small periods of altcoins, taking off. But really this has been primarily a Bitcoin led, cycle so far. And we're just waiting for the altcoin season to start, which needs Bitcoin to cool off and kind of go sideways, and for Bitcoin dominance to drop so the altcoins can finally catch a breath and go up. But we haven't had that yet, sadly. And Mr. Crypto says Bitcoin is getting ready for a massive rally like in 2017. So he's comparing a chart where we are consolidating at this level after the breakout. So we have a level breakout here from previous cycle, and we did that here at around $60,000. So this level broke out, now consolidating for a couple weeks, and then hopefully we should see break to $120,000 in the coming weeks. I do expect March to be very bullish. But I will say, we did say that in January. We said that in February. I'm hoping March is bullish, but man, this cycle has been very different so far.
For the record, I've said that every month since I've ever heard about Bitcoin. I'm always bullish.
We also have Tap Tools, who says MicroStrategy is exploring a collaboration with Cardano, signaling a major development in the ecosystem. We also have Charles Hoskinson saying this real quick.
To Microsoft, who may actually come in and collaborate with us.
So that would be huge for Cardano. And Cardano actually has a lot of big...
That's a lot of maze, dude. Like, how many years are we into this? I'm not putting money into maze anymore. I like real shit that's happening. That's why Constellation DAG is my #1 utility token right now. But like May, all right, cool. It may do it.
News coming out. Cardano's market cap has also recovered by 11% on a day. Most cryptocurrencies have retraced, so Cardano actually pumped yesterday a lot. One thing to continue watching is the continued behavior of whales and sharks. Wallets holding at least 1 million ADA have been consistently accumulating since late November of 2023, adding 1.41 billion more coins and 2.35% of the entire supply during this 15-month stretch. Through all the volatility, the altcoin's price has grown by 107% since this whale and shark accumulation cycle began. So we can see here,
I think you're going to see that with all tokens, though. I mean, that doesn't mean anything to me.
whales and sharks have been accumulating Cardano like
What's
crazy.
a shark? Is that just smaller than a whale?
And the price actually shot up yesterday more so than many other coins. So we can see here on the daily chart, Cardano is actually looking pretty good. So we broke down, we retested this level of support here, and now we're actually continuing higher. If we go to a lower time frame chart, this is actually the kind of style that I like to trade. So if I had seen this, this is actually what I love to see, is a level reclaim. So we broke down through the level. We've now retested it. But because Cardano is so bullish, it actually didn't come down to this level. It actually went, consolidated higher, and now looks like it wants to make, another leg up. Now, Cardano has been in the mainstream media a lot more. You can see here Cardano is top 3 on CNBC. At the same time, Cardano's blockchain has skyrocketed in interest in the past 24 hours, according to Google Trends. So we're hitting 100 on the interest chart here on Google Trends yesterday, which also probably coincided with the price.
Yeah, that's just because it pumped. That's nothing. That's not news. Of course, the price goes up. People are going to look at it.
Rally as well. Then the Wolf of Wall Street says New York Stock Exchange ARCA files for first Cardano ETF on behalf of Grayscale. The New York Stock Exchange ARCA has filed a 19B4 on behalf of Grayscale to create a spot Cardano ETF with Coinbase Custody as the custodian and BNY Mellon as the administrator. This marks the first ever ETF proposal based on ADA as firms push for more crypto ETFs amid shifting regulatory environment or sentiment. So that's why we pumped yesterday. Cardano got the.
I don't get why the ETF thing is still such a big deal. I get it for Bitcoin when it first came out. Yeah, I get it. But I mean, are they just going to do an ETF for every token? Is that what's going to occur? I mean, the ETF announcement and excitement is just going to be nothing. It's just going to be normal, or people actually trade the token.
The exchange listing for possible ETF coming out. So that is very bullish for Cardano, but we also have Polymarket Bets, which has actually increased the chances of a Cardano ETF in 2025. So now it's a 62% chance. So before it was like 18 to 35, and now it's at 62% chance that a Cardano ETF will be approved in 2025, especially now that there's a filing, obviously. If you're an American in crypto, you're going to want to pay attention. We found an exchange that gives you the best of both worlds. Want to trade spot markets on over 400 trading pairs and without KYC? You can. Want to trade perpetual markets on over 150 trading pairs with KYC that accepts Americans and Canadians as well? You can. The only exchange we've seen in the market that lets you do both simple spot trading without KYC and perps trading with KYC that Americans can use is BuyedFi. BuyedFi gives you all the tools you need and without crazy requirements. And right now they have an
BuyedFi. Let's look that thing up. BuyedFi. What's the volume on BuyedFi? BuyedFi volume. Trading volume is 428 million. That's not outrageous. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not terrible at all. Where's BuyedFi? Is it not on this list, dude? Is it true? What? We gotta be higher. I must have skipped it. There's no way it's that low. Kraken, KuCoin, Bitfinex. How come I don't see it on this list here? Anyway, take their recommendation for what it's worth. I don't know about BuyedFi.
altcoin promotion going on that you need to see, but it's only going on for the next 2 weeks. Starting with deposits as low as $100, you can start earning bonuses in your account just for making trades you'd be making anyway. With trading volume starting at just 0.5
just
Bitcoin
put
worth
in
of
money that
dollars,
you're okay
you
to
start
lose.
earning bonuses to
If
help
they
give your
close or
account that
shut
extra
down.
dry powder it needs. So if you haven't checked out BuyedFi yet, now's the time to try it. Just use this link down below, sign up, no need to KYC, and just start trading. Then we have Cointelegraph, who posted this yesterday. This was a bit controversial with Binance. They said, latest, Binance sold 94% of its Bitcoin reserves, 99.9% of ETH, and 99% of SOL in January, though these were profits and not customer funds. So a lot of people have been saying, especially checking the liquidity and tracking Binance on chain, that this whole past month of selling and downturn was Binance dumping a lot of their profits in spot, on chain.
That is an interesting chart. I did hear about this yesterday. I mean, not that that takes away any bullishness for me, but I just wondered what they saw that they dumped everything. Maybe they needed to pay for stuff. I don't know.
And selling just Bitcoin, Solana, ETH. But then Binance customer support said yesterday, Binance is not selling assets. This was simply an adjustment in the Binance Treasury's accounting process. User funds are safe, as always. Then we have other people who kind of disagree. We have Max Brown, who says Binance sold 44,149 Bitcoin worth $4.3 billion and 216,138 ETH worth $603 million in January. Then we also have Leonidas, who says, Dear Binance, I'm calling you out. You charge massive listing fees in order for products to be listed on your exchange. Teams have been forking over significant amounts of their token supply to pay you these listings. There's zero public transparency into what happens to these tokens. If you're not still holding 100% of the tokens you receive from listing fees, then this post is an explicit lie about your exchange's business practices. So a lot of people are upset, and they're kind of calling out Binance about what happened. It's hard to say if, what is true, because we can't look into Binance's internal. But the price of Bitcoin has been going down like crazy, especially in January. And a lot of times when price goes down, people get mad and they need someone to blame. So is Binance at fault? I don't know. Is Binance even at fault if they did sell it? Probably not, because it's their own profit, but it does suck when price goes down. Everyone seems to get a little bit upset. And then we have James Safer, who says, Eric Balchunas and I took a look at the filings for spot crypto ETFs. We're putting out a relatively high odds of approval across the board, mainly focus on Litecoin, Solana, XRP, and Dogecoin for now. Here's a table of the odds and some other details. And so they share Litecoin actually has the highest odds of approval in 2025 at 90%. Then after that, we have Dogecoin, which is actually higher than Solana and XRP, but it's because it falls under the does SEC currently view it as a commodity. So because Dogecoin and Litecoin likely are viewed as a commodity, then they're not, a security, and so the SEC is most likely to approve it. So we have Litecoin, then we have Dogecoin, then we have Solana, and then XRP. But still at 65%, XRP is still pretty high up there, and then 70% at Solana. So, and then we have Austin King sharing recently RLUSD supply has nearly doubled and drove over $400 million in volume. Most don't understand the scale of Ripple's stablecoin strategy. Soon it could include a $4 trillion economy, Japan. Here's what you need to know as XRP enters the next stage of growth.
Ripple, way back in 2016, partnered with SBI, one of the largest and most successful banking conglomerates here, and really across a lot of financial services here in Japan. And that's been a really successful partnership for us and for them. So we feel like it makes sense to when you enter some of these markets to partner with some of the bigger guys. And that's true in Korea, that's true in Japan. Depending on what market you go into, we try to figure out what's the best way to enter.
And then Armando shares, breaking, Ripple adds Bank of America to its website, with Bank of America holding a patent to use XRP as a bridge asset. And then we have Solana sharing a couple of videos. First off, they show this one saying institutions are coming.
Yo, this guy goes at full speed. He doesn't waste a second. Okay. Well, I guess that's interesting. I mean, I've been hearing about XRP partnering with banks for fucking 10 years already, but okay.
They scratched that out saying they are here, featuring Mad Lads, which is behind the Backpack Exchange. And they share this video of actually a wingsuiter. And then we also have Solana saying the agents are coming. Virtuals IO is officially live on Solana. So AI agents, which is a huge narrative, has now officially made its way over to Solana. Virtuals was originally on Base, and now it's also on Solana as well. And then we have Ally Chart saying Sol is testing a key support level at the lower boundary of this parallel channel. Hold above it could strengthen the uptrend, fueling an upward swing towards $387. So he shares this chart of this upwards channel. This happens a lot in bull markets, where we test the different ranges of it. And so if it does hold here around $193-ish, we could head towards the top of this range, which would be around 300.
Anytime you're looking at any altcoin chart, it really doesn't fucking matter. It just matters about Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is bearish, this line of support is not going to hold. If Bitcoin dumps, this is not going to hold. So if you're trading alts, you need to respect the king and always have the king in your watch. And if you think Bitcoin looks bearish, but Solana looks bullish, don't be doing a long on Sol. Wait for Bitcoin to complete its bear move, and then you can go into Sol. It does give you a good indication of strength. And then when Bitcoin is bullish again, that Solana probably will overperform. But don't be jumping in long trades if you think Bitcoin is bearish at that particular moment.
87, which would be very bullish for Solana. And at the same time, Anthony Scaramucci tells CNBC why he's betting big on Solana, especially over Ethereum.
Well, we do own ETH in small sizes. We're much bigger Solana fans than we are ETH. We don't have a negative opinion of ETH. My partner in law school classmate John Soulos is sort of an ETH maximalist, so he's got it in our portfolio. I think that Brett Messing and I just think that Solana is faster. It has lower gas fees. And I think it's the one that's going to win the race, if you will, in terms of going into the tokenization world.
Right.
If Larry...
I don't agree with that at all. I don't think Solana is going to win that in any way. I don't think Ethereum is going to win that either. But I mean, Solana is centralized. So for true tokenization, people want decentralized stuff. Solana is not going to win that.
I think is right, and we end up tokenizing stocks and bonds, I think Solana would probably be a more obvious choice.
And then lastly for today, Analog.
If they were going to go for tokenizing bonds, of course that's going to happen. Of course that's going to happen. If they didn't care about centralization, they would pick HBAR. And otherwise, they're going to probably pick Constellation or XDC, probably. Or Algo.
Has raised $5 million, with total funding hitting $21 million for Web3 growth.
Or maybe
supported by
a layer 2 on
top-tier venture capital firms, this latest raise comes as Analog gears up for its public token sale. It marks a pivotal moment for the company. Leading investors such as Tribe Capital, Balaji, Wintermute, and Mass Network participated in the funding round. Originally incubated by Binance, the company also attracted support from notable names like Foresight Ventures, Near Foundation, Contango Digital, GSR, and several angel investors. Analog plans to use this private funding to accelerate the development of its tech stack, including its general message pass-through protocol, or GMP.
What?
And at this innovation
What?
original raise comes as Analog gears up for its public token.
What the hell?
And then lastly for today, Analog has raised $5 million, with total funding hitting $21 million for Web3 growth. Supported by top-tier venture capital firms, this latest raise comes as Analog gears up for its public token sale. It marks a pivotal moment for the company. Leading investors such as Tribe Capital, Balaji, Wintermute, and Mass Network participated in the funding round. Originally incubated by Binance, the company also attracted support from notable names like Foresight Ventures, Near Foundation, Contango Digital, GSR, and several angel investors.
I never heard of this Analog before. Have you heard of this Analog before? This is a new chain for me.
Analog plans to use this private funding to accelerate the development of its tech stack, including its general message pass-through protocol, or GMP. And this innovation, alongside developer-friendly tools, provides the foundation for creating omni-chain decentralized applications that operate seamlessly across multiple blockchains. With support for Ethereum Virtual Machine and Polkadot chains already available via the Analog SDK, the company...
Honestly, I'm kind of done with new L1 chains. I don't believe in them, especially for this cycle. Not that I don't believe in their ability to grow, but their ability to pump. I think we are at the point where true utility is necessary. Partnerships that are already working are necessary. I don't need any other hype. This is just another meme coin. Every L1 at this moment, new L1 is just a meme coin, and you got to compete with Most Elegant Monkey ever, which is the best meme coin ever. So I don't think you're going to beat it. And if you're just newly starting, I'm not putting money in. You're so far behind. We have America right now who's ready for blockchain. We need shit that's already up and running and ready.
Is expanding to integrate Solana and TON networks, and Analog's cross-chain capabilities shine through projects like ZenSwap, a decentralized exchange powered by its proprietary technology. ZenSwap enables users to swap assets across blockchains using USDC-based liquidity routing, with networks like Solana, TON, and Bitcoin supported. The company aims to tackle some of Web3's biggest challenges, including fragmentation, inefficiencies, and limited cross-chain operability.
You mean every
so
other
it is
thing.
Analog in the recent raise to $21 million. Now that's it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys aren't over trading and getting chopped up, because this is kind of a period where you want to wait and see what happens. I do think we have a couple more days, maybe a couple more weeks of this kind of sideways chop where we go up, we go down, and we ultimately end up at the same area before we eventually break out. So I hope you guys are staying safe out there. Don't use too much leverage.
So I do agree with this guy. Like, I think this is a bad time. Unless you're a range trader. If you're a range trader, this is your time to shine. Then go for it. And if you know what you're doing, go for it. But for me personally, this is a rough period if you're trying to trade to the downside or to the upside. So for me, I've been looking at Bitcoin. I've been waiting for another capitulation. I thought we were going farther down, maybe to the 90K, maybe to the 88K. And even that, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But recently I've been hearing, I saw the leverage longs, and right now the leverage longs are low. So if there's not a lot of leverage on board, it's likely we're not going to get a huge capitulation spike, because we're not going to get a liquidation like chain reaction thing. And the longer this takes to play out, because I was expecting this secondary capitulation, maybe around this here, around this here, around this. Let's put on the daily. Too many candles. I was expecting this capitulation, around here or here. And the longer this plays out, maybe I'm expecting just a slow curve up. Draw. Just a slow curve up. Kind of nothing. And then it just keeps going eventually. At one point, we just keep going. Not like we're getting a mega pump, but we just keep going. And then probably, you know, once we break over like the 10, maybe around here, 103, 104, then we do a little pullback, then we pump from there. So I'm not like overly bullish on Bitcoin at the moment. I'm expecting weakness for the next couple days, potentially with a capitulation. That is still in the cards for me. I'm not leveraged long anything. I have my spot bags of what I hold, which is Bitcoin, most elegant monkey ever, Constellation DAG, and Quant are my biggest bags. But in terms of ADA, like, should you buy ADA right now? Not for me, really. So here's like the pump from the ETF news right there. And I was in here watching this yesterday. I was looking for a position to get in long. For me, this moment right here was an opportunity to long for me. And I was in, I saw this candle pump. I thought we were going to get to my target. I think I was at like 86 cents was my target. Yeah, 86 cents. And once we lost this level, breaking down here, now I think momentum's going off here with a little bit of a, you want to call this a trend line or a grind line? I'm going to call it a grind line. Once we see this, we saw that punch through dipping down. I think ADA is going to do a full retrace. I would not be surprised to see it come right back down to here, completely right back down. All that strength is totally gone in my view. But it's up to you. You want to long it, go for it. If you were trying to get in ADA, though, maybe I put some buys over here, 70 cents, 71 cents, maybe 68 cents. But factoring in, we still could get some weakness here. I think the only trade I have going on right now is a peanut short that I entered. I'm still in, and it's looking all right for me. So we're going to call that a break. I'm going to take a break from the live for a second. We'll be back on in about 10 minutes with a new story. Stay elegant.